Hello YouTube, we're gonna continue the development of this project. So I don't really know how long this is gonna run, but there's a few things I want to do that are on my list. So right now I'm just generating like these tiles. I also have another tile, the green. But in fact I have like these tiles right now, the way they generate, I don't want to generate them exactly like that. So I was thinking about like creating, so we're gonna have this cell component which is gonna be on the screen with the origin, this box which is gonna be renamed probably bounds eventually, and then a sprite. But then I'm gonna make another component which is just gonna be a component for some information about the tile, so maybe tile info. So I'm gonna have a tile info component. I'm gonna declare it. And then I'm gonna define it in the main script. Like this. As a prefab, we're gonna create essentially we're gonna create a new prefab, and that one is gonna represent a tile. So the difference between tile and cell is that the tile is going to be the environment, kind of like at large. So it's gonna represent a piece of the world. Like there's gonna be tens of thousands of tiles, but then the cells are very limited, and they get loaded with a subset of tiles essentially. So that's how I'm gonna approach this thing. And the tile is only gonna have a tile data, tile info, sorry. So we can use ensure on that prefab. And then we'll be able to update the content. Now it's empty right now. We probably want we could either put the name there as well, and the name, but I feel like it would be way better to have a sort of an enum of all the, almost like the biomes, the tile biomes. So I'm gonna have like green and barren, and then the tile can either be marked as green or barren. So it's gonna be a simple int. I think this is gonna be the biome. I'm going to I could probably use define there. Really, it won't change anything. Just because I don't like to use the enum too much here. Because when you serialize the enum, there's a little bit of ambiguity there sometimes. Let's just do it like this for now. So 1, 2, like this. It's a little primitive, but it's gonna be fine, I think, honestly. And at least you have a very set int size and signedness. The biome. So in the prefabs, I'm going to use the structure tabs. It's nice to work like that. Eventually, when I have more scripts, I'll create another module in the source folder, but I like to push this back a bit. We're gonna have another entity prefab. It's gonna be a map. And I'll need to store all the tiles in the maps. So for this, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a structure, another component, which is going to be called a grid, like this. Grid component, and I'm going to go up in the main here, whatever, go up here in the very top of the file, and I'm going to declare, so it gets interesting. We're going to use mlib for that part. So we're going to have arrays, and we're going to have dictionaries, and then we're going to, first of all, we're going to define an array of entities, which is going to be called R entity. So it's going to use the type ECS entity type, and the uplist is just basic because the entity is just an int, 64-bit int, and there's this false positive. Type union is incomplete. Now this is a sea lion problem that unfortunately we can't ignore. It's kind of annoying. The only thing I can think of that would maybe help alleviate this is to create a new file. Let's call that mtypes dot h. So we're gonna take array and dictionary and that little thing. We're gonna take all of that into this mtypes.h, like this. And we're also gonna include flecs there. And then here, instead of flecs, I mean, we could also include flex. It's a bit redundant, but it's a little bit more obvious that way. We can include m types like that, because at least that way we don't see these false positive. Because you see, let's just reload the C make list. Everything will still be able to compile properly, even with that definition. So it does work. And then we can define a dictionary. It's going to be a matrix of entity. I'm going to use mat2 since it's 2D. And the type is going to be R entity T, which is the array type I just declared above. So in this case, the type will be marray uplist, and then I need to use R entity T, I believe. Actually, I made a mistake. Give me a second. I have a reference here on the side. I'm gonna take a look. Oh yeah, the problem is you have to remove the T here, like that. I think oh yeah, I'm dumb. It's not a dictionary. It's another array. That's my mistake. Totally. We don't need a dictionary yet. That's why I was, I don't know what I was thinking actually. Whatever. So yeah, that way we kind of declare a type. It takes some effort, but it's still useful. And then we can have a grid here, which is gonna be essentially a grid of entities. So in this case, I wonder how I should call this. Content, something like that. So I'm gonna have this this content. In the prefab here, I'm going to add a new grid. I don't really need ensure. I think adding it is sufficient. I think it's gonna be fine. I still need to define and declare the grid. So we're gonna have this grid there. Then we're gonna have this style as prefab. I'm gonna create a new function called create game world. I'm gonna use the term game world so that it doesn't get confusing with the ECS world. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a first map. This is how you create a new prefab. I'm gonna create a map. The grid component that we have there, I'm going to copy this box constructor and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to create a constructor for the grid component. So it's a grid here that we'll iterate over, and we will take the grid and we'll init the content matrix at least. I think that's going to be useful to do. In the main function we have the hook here. Oh, actually, it's going to be way more efficient to have a function called create hooks, because I just noticed I forgot to create the hook for the origin. So we're going to create the box and we're going to create the hooks for the origins. I'm trying to keep things in alphabetic order so I don't have to like change it later. Like this. So we'll create all the hooks. I think we should probably do a hook for tile info. I think this might be useful when like you freeze certain entities and you get their slots to be reused, but I'm not sure. Like maybe the memory, because I imagine the memory must be 0 in most cases, but I don't know enough yet about this to take the risk, you know? We have tile info hooks. Alright, things still compile. So it means that our prefab here are good. The grid, the tile. Now we're creating the game world. So we create a map. Let's call it test map. And then, so it's going to be tricky to store the map. Because of the way that I kind of handle the coordinates and create a rectangular map. I think I'll need to create some sort of like mechanism so that I can just move around my mouse and know which tile I'm over very quickly. So I can kind of start to figure out algorithm as well. In most examples I've seen that's what they build, a sort of mouse selector for the tiles. Because right now I really wonder how many So I count 28 there. So this must be 29. So yeah, it's 28 again. But this one is going to be twice as many rows. So it does make sense. Let me just... Stage size is 57. And if I recall, stage cutoff is 28. I'll bring this up actually, I think it's going to be easier actually. $28 is the number that is really important. That's the actual size that I have there. 57 is just a larger kind of pool of things to generate or to kind of loop through. I think I'll need like some sort of function maybe to organize this layout in a different fashion, because if you think about an array, it can't really, I mean, it can hold the map, it can hold the map, but there's only a few kind of configurations. So if the array, if these are the rows of the array, then the array is going to have to have like a really weird structure. It won't work. It won't be rectangular. It's going to be hard to think through for a certain process. I feel like, I'm not sure exactly, but So I think what we'll need to do is we'll need to find a way to kind of get an alternative coordinate system for which this is row 0, you know, and then this is row 1, 2, 3. Because if we have this, then we can represent data for the map in an array for a map that has this formation, because most isometric example I've seen online use a map that has this kind of formation, for which the array equivalence is much more kind of straightforward. So in this case, I think I'll need to have like this secondary way to encode the map. It's all a little weird, but I don't know, it feels like it might be necessary. But for now, we know that okay, so for now we can still kind of create the game world a little bit, because we know that the map is of size 28. And the height of the map is twice as that. So here we're gonna have a new row for the array. Like that. And then we're gonna essentially, in that row, we're gonna create new tiles. So we're gonna create new tiles. This is a new tile. And like this. So we take a tile and then we're gonna push into it. We're gonna push it into the new row. Like that. And after that, we're going to take the we need the grid. We're going to take the grid. And we're gonna push the row map to like that. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna push the row, then we're gonna clear the row. Also, the new tile that we create here, we can get its tile info. And then we can set its biome. Let's set it to barren. This. The new map that we create, test map, we're gonna set a name for it. So the name of the map will be map 0 in the system. I was thinking for a little bit because, you know, I'm trying to figure this out as I record this process. So, okay, so I don't think we can do much before we have an equivalency between this kind of new organization into the array. Back to the traditional coordinate system that we're using before, essentially. I think I have a selector, I'm gonna bring it in. This is a tile selector, like this. We're gonna reload. So the tile selector, I'm just gonna create one for now. I'm gonna go in the main, and after I create the prefab and the systems and so on, I'm going to make a new entity, the tile selector. I'm gonna make a new entity. Sorry. And I'm going to add an origin to it. I'm gonna add an origin. Now the origin, I'm gonna I'm gonna keep it like that for now, and I'm going to also have a sprite for it. The name for the sprite will be sprite tile selector 0.png. Okay. So yeah, the selector is going to be in the top left at 0, 0. And what I'm going to do is whenever I receive an event for the motion of the mouse, I'm going to take the coordinates of the mouse and I'm going to bring the selector to this coordinate, essentially. Let me just verify. I have a version of that already somewhere else, so give me a second. All right. Not exactly the same, but similar. different software. So I'm gonna go here in my event polling, and I'm gonna say if the event is mouse motion, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the tile selector, you know, instead of doing this, I think for now, just for simplicity's sake, I'll remove the temporary scope and I'll call this right away tile selector, so I can still refer to it here, but eventually this will not be like that. Okay, so I want to get the origin of the selector, so actually everything I just did, sculpting and stuff, I'm undoing it. The reason for that is it's gonna be messy on the namespace and stuff, so I don't really care about the minimal performance downgrade, because anyway the tile selector will be moved to a function and stuff, so that generation, the creation of it. So that's gonna be the origin. Like that. And now the new origin, you know, it won't be 60, but I'm just putting that for now. It's gonna be a little bit more tricky, essentially. So first thing to know is that we have mouse information here, so we have how is it called again? motion X. That's the mouse. So we're gonna take the mouse and we're gonna divide it by the ISO width. And then we're gonna remove from that the mouse Y divided by the ISO H, like this. And then we're gonna multiply this Actually, we should probably reuse the isometric function from before. It was ISO to world. Trying to think a little bit. think I saw this before. Let me search real quick for an algorithm for that. Yeah, that's exactly what I have to do, in fact. I start by getting the coordinates. So this is going to be row, and then like this. And then we can take ISO to world. I messed up. I think I might have messed up. Oh, yeah. It's up here. Nice. Now, I'm not sure it's 100% accurate. I think I'd have to look into it a little bit more. Alright, so let's like display the value of X and Y on the screen into like a little widget. That's going to be useful. We're going to create a new structure component called text. like this. And I'm gonna define it as well. I'm gonna create, this is a little bit messy, but I'll clean it up in the future in different kind of functions and stuff when we have more of these. But the first thing I'll do is I'll have a new entity called debug info tile selector. It's gonna need an origin. Should have done it the same way here. And then it's also gonna have a text. I already have stuff to render text, so give me a second. It's in here. I have my text manager. There's already a structure called the text parameters. Now to load text, we need to do a few things. We need to do TTF init. It's SDL3 TTF. So we need to do this. And then I also have a thing, it's in, so I also need to include my text man. And then text man create fun book. I don't remember. I think it's gonna work. This is what it wants, and then it loads. Does it already load everything? Font there. Oh, that's the thing. Okay, yeah, it loads everything in that fonts. So we're gonna bring my fonts. We're gonna bring some fonts here. I don't know, it seems like it's saying it's already present. New directory fonts. Like that? I don't know. It's telling me that it was already present. I think it was a problem. We're gonna load 3 fonts. So we create the font book. Oh, there's been a problem. Oh, it needs to be, oh yeah, I should do the, I'm gonna change this so that it takes a pointer to a pointer to a text manager, and then it dereference the text manager, it allocates, because it's not something that will have more than a few, one of at most, I think. It already updated all my reference. I'm still gonna have a problem too, in the sense that it didn't crash, but oh no, it already updated my reference. Wow, thank you, C99. All right, so if you were to look at the chat, the box here, I wonder if we'd see. We're just seeing stuff about the images. I think I wonder why I'm not getting as many debug messages as I thought I would. Let me look. Font. Oh yeah, it did work. 3 fonts found. And if you I think if you increase the logging, oh no, we're already on spam, so there's just no more information than that, it seems. I should probably try to print out more information. Well, that's gonna be for another time for sure. I think, yeah, we are gonna have a text here, like with some content. And just to test things out, we have this this one there. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So I'm gonna use ensure to get the text mutable, and then I'm gonna change the content. I'm gonna say tile is -1, like that. I'm going to have a system that, for texts, I'm gonna have a system that renders text. So create a system. There we go. Just reorder these, and then we're gonna have draw text. It's gonna be with a text here. So this time what we want is we're gonna use a call called text manager render string, which is the dynamic one. Then we're gonna have the text manager, and we're gonna pass some parameters that I'll define very soon. And a text that I'll define very soon. So first of all, we're gonna have text parameters. How's it called? It's not available. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. The parameters. So the color is gonna be, let's do cyan. Location is the origin. So we're just going to say origin. Position. The size of the text is just the font size. So I really don't exactly know what's that. I don't remember the size to put. I'll put 8. And then the face, I think, might just be the name of the font. So let's just try Baby Jeepers, like that. No extension. It's just based on my memory. But these are the parameters. We're gonna have a string for the text. So string init from a C string. And we're gonna init with I thought that we had in the text we have content there. I don't know why it doesn't find it sometimes. See what's going on there. Oh, I see, because text is the component. So I'll call this temp. Anyway, it's a temporary string. And then I'll clear it after I've rendered it. So this is going to be a little system to draw the text. In the main, I'll create the system to draw all the text, and then that's already done. And then I already have here a text. The position is 0, 0. Let's actually I used enter before, and I was like, oh no, let's not use it. But actually, we're gonna set the position 50, 25. Alright, it did work. I'm very happy about that, so it worked right away. It means I remember how to use my own code. Alright, so I still have this feeling that it's a little bit offset, so I'm gonna I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna copy this name, and then I'll, in the main events, I'll also get the text with lookup. That. Oops, there's a little alarm, sorry about that. I might have to pause the video. It seems fine. So I'm gonna get the text. Like this, and then I'll set the content. Now it's almost easier to create a temporary and then destroy it, actually, if not, because of I mean, otherwise I could use I don't want to deal with the length, basically. This is the point I'm at. I trust this library with my full heart, so it's gonna be style like that. Then the content, we just get the C string. Yes, that's fine. And then we clear. I think that should be okay. If you don't clear, you're gonna get problem. You're gonna get memory leaks. So it's a bit of a downside of this language. I do appreciate the straightforwardness of stuff and being able to work with the ECS and stuff. Remove all. It doesn't remove all at all. Okay, yeah. There's no way to avoid this. So. Alright, that's another alarm. I can put this first and then this can come after. I can wrap it like this, call this end. I like to do this because it keeps the namespace really simple and easy to read through. It makes the indentation a bit hardcore, but I prefer it. Alright, so we have a tile reader. So it seems like this is 0 on X. Alright, so I'll have to think about how to transcribe this, because you can see what I want is I want this to be 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 when it comes to the array, so that I can more easily kind of represent a map, you know, in a data format. But for this, I need to be able to kind of take one of these array and transcode all of its coordinates to this display so that I can easily kind of place them in the correct place. I don't know if this idea is going to turn out how I imagine it. Let's try to write down some of the rules to finish up this day. I think that might be give me a second. All right, so yeah. So it seems like, for example, in right now the way it works is the y coordinates is not going down enough. So here it's 2. So yeah, the y coordinates so 0, 0 in ISO is 0, 2 right now. And then here, this is, you know, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that's, so 0, 24 is minus 12, 14. Just take note of that. I think if I analyze these numbers a little bit on the side, I'll be able to think about a good way to move between them. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So yeah, that's 0, 56. So if this is 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28 is minus 14, 15, 16. I already forgot. Minus 14, 16. I think there's like a clear relationship there. I just need to take some time to dig into it. And then on this side we have basically we have 28 for sure. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, so 28. So 0, 27 is 27, 29. So 27, 0 in ISO is 27, 29. And then if we look just one row below, for example, how many do we have? We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29? I think I miscounted. Yeah, 28. So there's one more essentially. So here if we're at 28, 1 in ISO, is going to be 2730. And then so if we go to the next one, which is 27.2 in ISO, is going to be 2630. It's because I'm diabetic. This is one of my things that's telling me to go eat. So I'm gonna have to stop this video pretty soon. So down there, this is the very last row, and we know there's 56 rows. So if we're on the 2756 in ISO, that gives us minus 157. Alright, that's really good. Now let's go to the very middle of the board, which is 027, right? This is the middle. So 027. How does this line up? So 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So there's 26 up, and it brings us at 0, 27. Right, so unknown on the X. I'm just thinking, like, is it 26 or 27? 0, 27. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. How's that 25? There's no way. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I guess 0, 28 would be more appropriate. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to stop. I'm going to look at this data a little bit, make up my mind, and then I'll continue because I don't think I'll be able to like save this kind of map structure on disk unless I have this kind of conversion between both. So I'll catch up with you guys next time, and hopefully you pick up a few things here. I know this we ended with a little bit less programming, but I needed to think about some of these problems. And yeah, I'll continue this workshop and this stream in the future. See you.